We're going to talk today about some of the most important keys to alchemy and transmutation. Obviously, this is a common topic that we have, alchemy and transmutation, that we have every single week. Mm-hmm. And Bishop, if you had to say the most important thing to alchemy and transmutation, what would that be if you had to say the most important thing to do?
The most important thing? Mm-hmm. I would say probably the cleanup work.
The cleanup work. I agree with you. Let's call that work on yourself first.
Okay.
Work on yourself first. Mm-hmm. Work on everything else second.
Sure.
So many times people in our world, maybe you've experienced this, want to change everything outside of them, mm-hmm. but they don't want to change themselves. Work on yourself first, work on others and other things second. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you a question to consider. Are you happy with the state of your world right now? Are you happy with the state of the world in general right now? What would you say?
My state, yes.
Your state? What about the world in general?
This is a trick question.
Is it?
Yes and no.
Okay. Expand on that. Yes and no.
So state of the world, I mean, it's chaotic.
It is.
It's scary, and things are coming crashing down. Mm-hmm. Systems are breaking down that need to be broken down. And that's the positive side of it, is that things are coming, what do you call it? Up and out.
Up and out. Down and out.
Down and out.
Over and out.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's out.
Yeah. So if you're not happy with the state of your world right now, or the state of the world right now, are you truly willing to do what it takes to change your world first? Because, again, our advocacy is work on yourself first. Mm-hmm. And when you can change your world first, then, and only then, can you possibly change the world.
True.
Now, I'm going to encourage you to count the cost before you begin the journey, because there's always a price
for the prize.
For the prize. And the bigger the prize you're going after, the bigger the price you must pay.
True.
Are you willing to make transmuting your own world the primary thing of your life? Maybe, maybe not. Some people think they are.
Yeah.
But are you really committed, or are you just curious? I mean, as you stated, we live in turbulent times.
Sure.
And we've discussed this many, many times before. Mm-hmm. Many are becoming increasingly disillusioned with the state of the world right now. There's never been a time, more so than now, where investing in your own growth, your own mental toughness, your own emotional strength, your own resilience was more important than it is right now. There's never been a time, in our opinion, when it was more important to invest in yourself than there is right now. We live in a time where, let's face it, division is being propagated in the name of inclusion. Let's include everybody.
Yeah.
Let's accept everybody. And let's divide everybody in the process, right? We live in a time where control is being used in the name of climate change. That's just a fact. Where woke ideology is being used in the name of acceptance. Fear in the name of prosperity. And we could go on. Any thinking individual would find it hard not to draw corollaries to the last days of the fall of past great empires. Look at Rome. Look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Look at history. It's very difficult, if you're thinking, to not draw corollaries to those past great empires. While we used to be grounded in God, family, country, and virtue, what are we grounded in now, Bersabah?
Not much. We're grounded in materialism and money.
Right. That's right.
We're grounded in money.
Secular viewpoints.
Sure.
And in many ways, in many respects, we've made money more important than morality even. You know, money has become our God. Politics has replaced philosophy. And work has become our religion. You have a saying that you said our faith is what?
Materialism.
Materialism is our faith. With this understanding, we all must choose how we're going to play going forward.
Sure.
You must choose which side of history you're going to stand on. You must choose. We all must choose. What do you stand for? And here's a fact. Until you're forced to take a stand, you really don't know what you stand for. What are you willing to sacrifice for what you believe in? You know, we talk a lot about sacrifice. What's the etymology, the definition of sacrifice?
It was to make sacred.
To make sacred. Describe that. How is sacrificing making something sacred?
Well, okay, so I'll use mundane example. Is you're going to sacrifice some peanut butter and chips.
Mundane for sure.
Because you're making your body sacred, right?
Right.
Your health.
Peanut butter is not totally.
I know. It's my, it's mine.
It's her downfall.
It's my downfall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So let's say chips and, I don't know, like McDonald's, disgusting. That's gross.
Right. There, that's a better one.
Yeah.
You know, to make it sacred, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to lay on the altar of life for something of greater value, something of lesser value for something of greater value?
Yeah.
How do you want future generations to live? Think about that one.
Yeah.
You know, what you're doing or not doing right now is impacting future generations. What do you want future generations to remember about you? These are just a few of the questions to ferret out your true values and beliefs. And from an existential perspective, your beliefs are not what you say.
It's what you do.
Say it with some punch.
It's what you do.
That's right. It's what you do. I'm reminded of Batman Begins.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Such a great line in Batman Begins.
I'm not surprised.
We'll end on this note. It's not who you are underneath. It's what you do that defines you. Hopefully this has been valuable for you.
Thank you for being here.
Work on yourself first, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
God bless.